Daniel woke to the insistent buzzing of his alarm clock, its jarring sound pulling him from a dream he couldn't quite remember. 6:30 a.m. It was going to be another busy day at university. Classes, assignments, extra shifts at the bookstore to save money. But before the day fully unfurled, Daniel wanted a moment of stillness, a quiet cup of coffee, and some time to think. He slipped into the university's bustling cafe, its warmth and aroma enveloping him like a welcome embrace. It was still early, so he chose a corner table to enjoy the peace. Sipping his coffee, he let his thoughts wander, tracing the intricate patterns on his cup. Soon, though, his reverie was broken by the arrival of a new customer. The newcomer was a middle-aged man with crinkling eyes that twinkled with kindness. He wore a name tag that read Mark and introduced himself warmly. Daniel, taken aback by his easy charm, stammered a greeting. Mark smiled, gesturing towards the available seats at the table. "Mind if I join you?" "There aren't any other seats and I hate sitting alone." Daniel, always happy to make new friends, readily agreed. And soon they were engaged in lively conversation. Mark turned out to be a literature professor known for his captivating classes. He spoke with passion about his love for storytelling and the magic of bringing classic tales to life for his students. Daniel, captivated by Mark's enthusiasm, found himself leaning in eagerly. And then Mark did something unexpected. He asked Daniel why he chose to study literature. Daniel hesitated, surprised by the question. He had always enjoyed stories, but he had chosen this path mainly to honor his late grandmother. But as he considered the question further, he realized he didn't have a good answer. He was studying literature just because it was what his grandmother would have wanted, not because it fulfilled him. Daniel felt a sudden pang of realization. Was he merely going through the motions of life, following expectations instead of pursuing his dreams? Mark, sensing Daniel's internal struggle, spoke up. "You know, there's nothing wrong with following your grandmother's footsteps. She sounds wonderful, and I'm sure she'd be proud of you. But if you want to find your own path, you have to start asking questions. Don't be afraid to explore different paths. Your journey should be yours, filled with the stories you want to tell and the adventures you want to experience." Daniel's eyes widened. He had never thought of it this way before. Maybe he wasn't just honoring his grandmother by studying literature. Maybe he was also writing his own story. Inspired by Mark's words, Daniel decided to take action. He started exploring various literary courses, stepping outside his comfort zone and choosing classes that interested him, even if they were outside his major. This decision led to new discoveries, friendships, and a renewed passion for literature. Daniel felt a surge of excitement for the semester ahead. It was going to be full of challenges, but now he was ready to embrace them, knowing that his journey was his to shape. Days turned into weeks, and Daniel found himself thriving in his newfound journey. He excelled in his courses, his grades reflecting his passion and hard work. His classmates appreciated his unique perspective, which he gladly shared. Daniel had discovered the joy of following his own path. However, amidst his success, Daniel grappled with a nagging thought. Mark's advice had been invaluable, but what about his own guidance? Had he been too eager to please his grandmother by studying literature, neglecting to consider his own dreams and aspirations? He had always loved reading, yes, but was literature truly his calling? Did he want to dedicate his life to literature, or was he simply perpetuating his grandmother's wishes? One evening, as Daniel sat in his favorite corner of the library, surrounded by countless stories waiting to be discovered, he had a breakthrough. He realized that his journey wasn't about finding a singular, unwavering purpose, but about embracing the beauty of exploration and growth. He understood that he could honor his grandmother's memory while also pursuing his own passions. Literature had brought him joy and solace for years, and he realized that his grandmother wouldn't want him to give that up. Instead, she would want him to enrich his life with experiences that brought him happiness. This realization lifted a significant burden from Daniel's shoulders. He realized that his purpose wasn't static, but fluid, evolving with him as he grew. He could pursue literature not out of obligation, but out of love. He could explore new interests, not with guilt, but with gratitude for the opportunities life offered. As the days passed, Daniel approached his studies with renewed vigor. He delved deeper into the classics he loved, discovering new layers of meaning and understanding. He also actively participated in literature clubs and writing workshops, sharing his thoughts and learning from his peers. His grades improved, not because he was solely focused on achieving good marks, but because he was genuinely interested in the material. This newfound balance between passion and responsibility brought a sense of fulfillment to Daniel's life. He was no longer torn between fulfilling his grandmother's wishes and pursuing his own interests. He was doing both. But life had more in store for Daniel. One afternoon, as he was browsing through ancient texts in the library's special collection section, he stumbled upon a hidden gem, a leather-bound book tucked away on a dusty shelf. Its title, Chronicles of the First Dawn. Intrigued, Daniel pulled it out. The musty smell of old paper filled his nostrils as he opened it. And there, in faded ink, were tales of mythical creatures and forgotten gods. As he delved deeper into the book, Daniel felt a connection to something ancient, something primal. These myths weren't just stories. They were glimpses into the collective human psyche, exploring themes of courage, love, and loss that transcended time. He started incorporating these myths into his essays, weaving them into modern contexts, exploring how these timeless tales continued to resonate in contemporary society. His professors took notice of this unique approach, praising his insightful analyses. His classmates, initially puzzled, began to appreciate his fresh perspectives. Daniel's passion for these ancient myths ignited a fire within him, driving him to learn more and to share his discoveries with others. He delved into comparative mythology, tracing the evolution of these stories across cultures and time. His dedication paid off. He earned accolades for his research, even presenting his work at academic conferences. But despite the recognition, Daniel remained grounded. He knew his journey was his own, shaped by his evolving interests and experiences. And as he continued to explore the world of ancient myths, he carried with him the wisdom of his grandmother, the guidance of his friend Mark, and the courage to follow his own path. Each step he took, whether in the realm of literature or mythology, was a testament to his growth, his ability to embrace change and to honor his journey. Not by adhering to a single plan, but by living authentically, learning continuously, and cherishing the stories that shaped him.